If you just got diagnosed with adult ADHD as a full-grown adult, or you've known for some time and you just kind of... I have some great simple information, basic information about ADHD that will help your mental health. And I have a few tips and encouragements from the Spicy Therapist. It's a blog that I read. And in fact, I am reading it, that part of it. The fact that I'm a crappy planner also means that I'm awesome at going with the flow. Would never find me stressed, freaking out because my day didn't go as planned, because I didn't have plans to begin with. And I'm sorry if it's annoying that I'm looking down a lot, but if you think about it, if I memorized them, that would look like they were my own words, and that's dishonest. If you're like me, your short-term memory are roughly that of a gnat. Okay. Attention deficit disorder is actually a really terrible name because it's not a deficit in our attention. We can pay attention to stuff. It's the regulation of what we pay attention to. It's very hard. It takes a lot more effort and energy to filter out all the stuff going on. We pay attention to everything. Most of you, especially women and girls, you're not hyper, but you have trouble paying attention. Your mind is wandering all the time. But that doesn't look like someone that's got ADHD, which is why it's underdiagnosed. The invisible symptoms, which are mostly common in women: trouble organizing tasks or activities, like missed deadlines. Organization. What goes here? Disorganized work, easily distracted, often forgets the routine chores, like paying bills, returning phone calls, keeping appointments. Then you feel stupid. Avoid tasks that require long periods of mental focus. It just seems big and you're like, I'm just gonna not do that right now. You could have like a hyper focus that looks like OCD. So some of you may feel like you have OCD, and maybe you do. I'm not diagnosing you, but a lot of times it's because our whole lives we're so scattered, didn't get the things done, that you're like, I want to do this. This is gonna be right. Oh, let me tell you something. This is gonna be perfect. About it. What's another? Time blindness is common. Again, people can't see it and they don't believe it, but it is true. We experience time differently than normal brains. We always underestimate the time something will, like I'll say, it just takes me 10 minutes to get ready. Okay, it never takes me just 10 minutes to get ready since I've been like 20 or something. And yet I still will tell myself, but I just need 10 minutes. I can absolutely do it in 10 minutes. There is something called rejection sensitivity, which is common in us. I'm not saying everyone has this, of course. Like, I'm pretty sensible and rational, but then sometimes it's like this flood and it makes you feel like this is all I can feel. It may not make sense, but I'm all angry, or I am all terrified, or I all whatever. That's why a lot of people talk about the importance of the therapy, not just drugs or no drugs, but therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy is what I use. Our brains have trouble, funneling things down into a small logical step. We have to work to do that. So typically we're creative because always looking for ways to do it differently, because we can't do it this way. It's just developed just as a survival skill. From the time you're a child, you weren't going to get that done in time, so you're going to do it differently. And so it makes you think out of the box. A blog called The Spicy Therapist. Once again, I am reading these, and I'm sorry if it's annoying that I'm looking down a lot. I wanted you to hear these. Accept that you are not normal. Stop trying to be normal. I have driven myself crazy on a number of occasions trying to work and organize my life like a normal person. For example, I want to be a morning person. I want to start work at 8 a.m. Sadly, I've never been and never will be a morning person. Penciling in a start time of 8 a.m. on my calendar doesn't magically make it so either. Why is being a morning person appealing to me? Because I think people who start work earlier are more productive and able to get more done. I don't need to beat myself up about starting work at 10 a.m. as long as I am productive and getting stuff done. Make friends with your flaws. Learn how to look at them in a different way and to appreciate them. Some of the things you hate about yourself, another side aside with positives. For example, it's almost impossible to be a hot ADHD mess and to not have a sense of humor about it. The fact that I'm a crappy planner also means that I'm awesome at going with the flow. Would never find me stressed, freaking out because my day didn't go as planned, because I didn't have plans to begin with. ADHD doesn't define you, and it doesn't need to hold you back. I am so much more than my ADHD diagnosis. While I have my weaknesses, I also have many strengths. My ADHD makes certain things hard for me, but it doesn't mean I can't do the things I want to do. But if I really want it, I can make it happen. To allow myself to be flexible depending on how I'm doing mentally. For example, I might shift appointments and plans around if I haven't gotten enough sleep. I used to beat myself up in the past for not powering through. And to help with procrastination, I focus on what feel like to have it completed is way more motivating than stewing on all the reasons I don't want to do what I need to do. Difficult to find good professional help for adult ADHD. Don't expect to go to any old therapist or psychiatrist and for them to know all about ADHD. Unless they specialize in ADHD, they probably won't know enough to be helpful to you. Do your best to seek out professionals that specialize or have worked with adult ADHD. Learn what your ADHD gifts are and use them. Having a brain that is different can come with some pretty cool perks like creative problem solving and tenacity. I can actually feel other people's emotions, and because of this, I am very compassionate and great at understanding. Not to mention, if someone's lying about or minimizing their feelings, I can see right through it. Many of us are empaths. It means your nervous system absorbing other people's emotions, and it's kind of cool, but it's exhausting. If you're an adult and you're just getting diagnosed, know that things will get better, but it won't happen overnight. You have been living your life and doing certain behaviors for a long time. It's only reasonable that change will also take some time. I hope some of that might be helpful for you. It sure is for me. Let me know what you think. So good. As always, thank you for watching. And if you have 1 second, if you wouldn't mind hitting the button to subscribe, it tells the algorithm this is worth watching. So if you didn't think it was worth watching, then you shouldn't hit the button.